Yeah, Callista, would you see that Tarek ban? Now, Iron Dragon was known for running the Funnel Yi comp back in Season 1 of the ALS. Has been nerfed a couple times since then, but definitely the wound is still raw in the minds of spectators who witnessed that. So, getting that Tarek right out of there.
Callista and Tarek are definitely a troublesome bot lane duo, so justified banning both of them. It looks like Renekton getting banned out of the top lane, so no Renekton in this game.
Yeah, Callista's also pretty high priority in the top lane as well right now. We've seen a lot in pro play. Hard to play, but if you're competent on the pick, it can be quite strong into certain matchups as well. So Azir also coming in as a ban. Third final ban for the first round for Iron Dragon will be Pantheon.
Interesting. We've got Ornn open, Set open, and ooh, wow, that took about 2.2 seconds for perma autofill to lock in that Set. So
they
definitely, yeah.
Set's definitely still a very strong champion, very hard to deal with, very obnoxious, huge shield, huge damage. Maokai, though, also very strong currently. So many unkillable Maokais in the games I've been playing. Just so tanky, so much healing. A beast in the top lane.
Now, with Ornn still open, we could see a Maokai jungle with an Ornn in the top lane. Maokai, a little bit of a flex pick potential, but I do agree it's very likely that the Maokai will be in the top lane.
Ancient Mommy locking in J4. That is one of his pocket picks. Not surprised to see that here.
Well, there goes that Maokai in the jungle speculation.
But they are also already building a solid engage comp. Maokai, super good at engaging. Jarvan obviously flies in there. His ultimate. So see if they keep building around that as their comp. Trundle.
Ooh, yeah, Trundle, a bit of a tank killer. Gonna steal the stats of Maokai, Jarvan, and it looks like locking in the ADC of Varus.
Also that very quick LeBlanc lock in.
I don't like blind picking a LeBlanc, but if I'm Candy knows what they're doing, I'm all for it. The likelihood of being counterpicked is very high, and surprisingly the Ornn getting banned away. I'm not sure why we would ban the Ornn since we have Set most likely in the top lane, unless they're figuring on a Set flex.
Support
down
Set action.
Yeah, support Set with the Varus.
Yeah, it's possible.
What I'd like to see here with this ban is Morgana. Varus Morgana is going to be trouble unless they plan on taking the Morgana with their next pick. I think they have to ban it away here.
Survey says.
Yeah, we're bringing it down to about the last second. Oh, and Shoga getting banned.
Interesting. As possible, some of these bans also are reflected to picks from the pocket picks of the players they're playing against. I know Iron Dragon, I believe, has done some research into their opponents here, so always possible to keep that in mind as well.
Oh, absolutely. It's a fairly common strategy. Oh, now this ban I do not agree with at all. At all. Why? Oh, what a tragedy.
Kamishi says he doesn't want to play the support. This is support Morgana.
Ay. So it looks like we're hovering the ADC. Aphelios open, Misfortune open, Lucian open. And it looks like La Yaozu is going to settle in on Lucian. So we'll see what we have for the mid lane.
Lissandra.
All right. I like this Lissandra pick, especially into a
I'm interested to see what support is opted to be taken here from Iron Dragon as their last pick, because there's lots of good supports left open. Nautilus is on the table, Leona's on the table, and both of those champions would really round off this team comp.
Well, it looks like Kindred getting locked in.
Kindred.
So,
interesting.
Top Trundle, support Set, jungle Kindred? I'm a little confused.
It could be Kindred AD. No, I don't know. I really have no idea.
You
There's
don't
so many
want
different possibilities.
Yeah, you don't want Varus mid against a LeBlanc. That's just a death sentence for the Varus. It looks like support Trundle actually set in the top lane. So an interesting gambit, to say the least. We'll see if Ice Crown Gaming, if they're able to pull this off. I will color myself impressed. They may have kind of outmaneuvered themselves with this draft.
They're whipping out some cheese pocket picks they got. We should give them the benefit of the doubt here.
It is a best of one, and if you happen to cheese your way to a win in a best of one, then all the power to you. Something like this really wouldn't fly in a best of three, because then you're going to see the adjustments for the next game. And, I like the bold strategy. They're going, all right, we're up against the defending champions. We've got to kind of make a statement. So I like what they're doing. They are taking a risk, and they're rolling the dice.
How much do you know about the Maokai versus Set matchup?
Quite a bit. We can kind of ignore the top lane till about 10 minutes. Set into Maokai, they'll kind of just... when you... Now, see, I'm a little older, have a couple kids, and when they kind of get out of line, I'm like, all right, look, here's the Nerf bats, go out into the backyard and just go nuts. And I know 20 minutes later, I'll come, call them back in, and, they'll pretty much have expended a lot of their energy, and not much really happened from it.
Got that wet noodle fight going on in the top lane, eh?
Yeah, pretty much. It really depends on Maokai. If he can get his saprolings and get set toward the brush, the empowered saprolings can do some damage. But I don't see a way to really burst either of them out. And both have... Set has a massive shield. Maokai has healing every 24 seconds, minus 4 seconds every time he uses an ability. And that usually gives him about a quarter of his HP back. So we've got built-in sustain on both sides. If I were a jungler, and being a jungle main myself, I look at that lane and I'm like, nope, that lane does not exist.
Yeah, but I want to keep the focus on some of the other lanes as well, for sure. Well, one thing we haven't really touched on is the Braum pick either. I really like this pick here, even though I was talking about the Leona and Nautilus, but Braum's going to counteract a lot, potentially coming in from the Kindred and Varus. So I like the Braum pick here, honestly.
Yeah, the Braum pick is actually very good. LeBlanc into Lissandra, I semi-favor Lissandra, but not early on. If I'm Jarvan, I'm looking at the Lissandra as my first priority as a gank target. I don't like going into the Varus and Trundle, especially as a Jarvan. I think Trundle will just...
pop the pillar?
Yeah.
The one thing they do have for him in the bot lane is the Lucian Braum matchup, which is very good for getting Braum's passive stun off. But as you said, the pillar could be, if executed properly, the pillar can kind of just negate most gank attempts. But
see, with the bot lane, I think it's going to come down to one of two things. And it's mostly on what kind of a build the Varus is going to go for. If we go lethality, then you may as well have picked Caitlyn, Misfortune, insert random ADC here, even Ashe for that matter. But it looks like we're seeing a lethal tempo, which I'm really hoping means an on-hit Varus. Start Blade of the Ruin King into Rage Blade, and just stack up passive stacks of Venom? No, that's
Blight, I believe.
Thank you. So get the passive stacks of Blight going and just shred everything into non-existent. Lysandra, the Frozen Tomb, should keep her safe from the LeBlanc. It's really a matter of if Iron Candy can dive onto Chocolate Mochi, then the red side will very easily win this game, I think. When it comes down to it, Ice Crown Gaming have to protect their carry, and that is Chocolate Mochi.
Another interesting thing to note is that Ancient Mommy on this Jarvan does have the Electrocute rune. Doesn't necessarily mean he has to go Lethality build, but might not be a bad idea into this comp, honestly. Especially since they already have Braum and Maokai as a pretty solid, beefy frontline.
Well, you go into the Varus, and he's not really going to be too concerned about how beefy the front line is, especially paired with a Trundle. Trundle's going to chew up those stats and turn them against the Maokai, the Jarvan, the Braum. Looks like a little bit of a cheeky attempt at an invade by Loldo Chess, not really getting anything down, so no wards getting exchanged.
Yeah, just that tiny little ward in that Tribush there. Not going to give him too much information, especially since, well, unless Kindred's going to get for a cheesy level 2 gank bot, but probably not going to happen.
Well, bot side not even going over the ward as see a little bit of an exchange in the mid lane. LeBlanc trying to force open the mid lane, trying to move on Lysandra, but I don't think
Ancient Mommy lurking here for this early level 2 gank. Living Day still level 1, drops the just barely misses. Gonna take that turret shot too. That is a huge chunk of HP down, and Ancient Mommy's gonna be pretty low here for the rest of his first clear.
Yeah, I'm a little worried that if Kindred were to rotate over, might be able to get a piece of Jarvan, but Jarvan on the opposite side of the map, gonna probably clear out the blue and Grom. Although he is getting really low.
Yeah, quite low here on this first clear. Jarvan doesn't have the strongest first clear by any means. Does have that smite. I was a little worried there for a second.
I don't even know. This might not be enough. Gromp does a lot of damage on that first clear. Jarvan is able to secure it. So Kindred trying to secure that first mark. So we'll see which Scuttler crab it ends up being for Kindred. Kindred hoping it's the topside Scuttler.
Yeah, and Iron Dragon definitely has priority in this mid lane. It doesn't look like there's going to be much contest over it as Ain't Your Mommy heading towards the bot side. Ice Crown doesn't seem concerned here about the top scuttle.
Well, the mark spawned on the bottom side, so they went over and went, no mark for you, Kindred. Sorry.
Yeah, it's pretty lucky there on the side of Iron Dragon, honestly.
Oh, flip the coin, heads, tails, tails never fails, but
tails never fails.
Heads.
Oh, stun proc being on to Mochi here. Flash comes out with the Ignite ticking. Will it be enough? It is, and first blood goes over to Iron Dragon.
Wow, Varus a little too far forward. Looks like Jarvan trying to dive on Trundle as LeBlanc diving on Lysandra in the mid lane.
Tay Woods is here. A little bit of an aggressive dive attempt here. TP is forced out from both sides now. This could get messy. Flash coming in from Perma Autofill gets the pull on both sides. Lots of damage coming out to members of Iron Dragon here. Double kill for Kindred. 3 falling. Triple kill. Can Hacksaw get out of this? Flash being expended again. But Hacksaw will just flash right out. But that's 3 kills over to Ice Crown Gaming, excuse me.
Yeah, first blood to the side of Iron Dragon, but they gave up 3 trying to dive on the Trundle in the near the turret, and that just got turned right around. Summoners blowing all over the place. About the only person that has their summoners still are the mid laners. Varus does have flash, but everything else being expended left and right. Top lane, all summoners down. Aside from flash on Varus, everything down in the bot lane as well.
Ocean Dragon has now spawned in, but we do see Ancient Army pathing towards that top side. Looking to potentially get a little invade action going on here. Getting a little ward, pink ward, deep vision.
Oh, a little bit of a cheeky recall stop by Jarvan, trading a turret shot for a recall on Lysandra, trying to stop that back.
Pretty even CS numbers across the board, except for this bot lane. Lai Zulu is up respectable 15 CS down here.
Yeah, almost to the point where you get a kill without actually getting a kill. I believe it's about 17 CS is about the amount that would equate to 1 kill worth of minion gold. And we see Varus and Trundle being stuck under their turret, but Lucian a little far forward and paid for it, taking a bit of harass from Varus and Trundle.
Ancient Mami snagging that scuttle on respawn. Kindred is heading there. Might be disappointed to find it already taken. Unless, of course, Lysandra cop division on that. She heads straight to Gromp. Ocean Drake is still up. Neither team really keeping too much of a focus on that at the moment.
The unfortunate thing about the Ocean Drake being the first dragon to spawn is you're guaranteed an inferior soul coming up.
True.
So it's almost like the Cloud and Ocean Drakes of yesteryear, Season 9, where you're like, okay, do we really want to take this Drake to, reveal a better Drake underneath and kind of risk that the enemy team gets it and starts to get ahead on us?
Perma autofill now, masking a pretty respectable CS lead for himself. Hacksaw does have a little bit of CS there still to collect at his turret, but about 1,000 gold lead now for the side of Ice Crown Gaming, excuse me. Those 3 kills still sitting on Tay Woods. See what he's going to be able to do with that gold. He's hovering this bot lane.
Well, they're trying to bait the Lucian into an engage. Kindred right there.
Kindred getting in. Oh, the ult popped there by Lucian. Bromgan taken very low. Will get killed there by... Oh. Will be a 1-for-1 at the end of the day. Despite the gank arriving at the opportune moment.
Yeah, unfortunately, I guess Kindred not choosing to use the ult and save Trundle, but Trade supports as Lysandra getting chunked out in the mid lane. Probably a little bit of an advantage to LeBlanc right now in that mid lane. Somewhat surprising as I would give the edge to Lysandra after they get to level 6.
Yeah, the huge prio mid lane. You'd expect at some point they'd try to get a play around this dragon. But Kindred is Tay Woods is very big on this Kindred, so one misstep around that objective and it could make things be from a little bad to even worse. So good to proceed with trepidation.
As a jungler myself, I prioritize the Rift Herald way more than I do an Ocean Dragon, or even a dragon just period. Because you're looking at this point 25 minutes into the game for the dragons to really amount to anything relevant. The first take, then the next 3. If you get all 4, then you get a 25-minute Dragon Soul, which is cute and all, but looks like Lysandra
Living Day forced to ult here. Ulta chest will pop the Braum ultimate. Ancient Mommy showing up at the opportune moment from across mid lane, and that kill will be secured by I'm Candy.
Yeah, Braum roaming up and J4 roaming down. Lysandra just caught in the wrong part of town, and it looks like we are getting a dragon take, so Kindred should immediately head over to that Rift Herald and start that.
There she goes. Trading these neutral objectives. Although we do see I'm Candy roaming up here. Maybe looking for the set, but we'll be catching out Tay Woods. Chunks lots of Tay Woods' health there. Ultimate is available on Kindred. Will pop that. Set is now roaming down for help. Maokai is right behind him. Tay Woods able to just hop that wall. Let's get right on out of here.
Oh, wow. Forest taking down Braum in the bot lane. Trundle,
oh my.
Double KO in the bot lane.
Both bot lanes sent to the gray screen here.
Yeah, so a 2-for-2 trade down in the bot lane, but I want to see Kindred make a move either to the mid lane, try to force LeBlanc out, or try to force Maokai out of that top lane and try to get that advantage play on the Rift Herald. Get the plates while you can.
Yeah, while Tay Woods does have this big lead on Kindred here early on, she hasn't really been able to do much with it because the mid lane prio on Iron Dragon is really limiting that. And take a look at all those pink wards that are on the side of Iron Dragon. There's 2 in the dot bushes and then that deep one as well. So despite the big lead here for the jungler on Ice Crown Gaming, it's been kind of difficult for her to have as much of an impact as I'm sure they would like to.
Yeah, that one that's the deeper ward right by the turret, that ward has been there for a substantial amount of time now. I think it's going on about 4 minutes or so. That ward has been there and not been spotted out. So, when you know where the jungler isn't, it's easier to figure out, okay, if I know where they're not, there's fewer locations where they could be, and any kind of information like that is key in knowing, okay, is it safe to move up? Is there a jungler kind of waiting there to gank us? And it looks like Kindred going to make a play in the bot lane.
Yeah, Kindred coming in. We do have 2 members also available from Iron Dragon, but they might not be needed because this fight might be over, although the TP is coming in. Lal2 chats will be getting dropped here, but Hacksaw trying to save the day here. Gets lots of damage onto Tay Woods, but that Kindred ultimate is popped. Still very low. Will get popped by LeBlanc. Huge shutdown gold there. Ancient Mommy jumping back in on the J4. Taken pretty low here, but still has ultimate available. Will do not enough, and Iron Dragon, despite losing J4, they're still looking pretty okay at the end of that fight.
Yeah, an extended 2-for-2 trade in the bot lane. Unfortunate that Kindred ended up getting popped. Oh, Lysandra taking about half of her HP worth of damage to take a turret plate before turret plating falls. And an unfortunate thing is Kindred still got that Rift Herald Eye in the inventory, about 45 seconds or so to use it. And I think it was a pretty big mistake in not using it before the plates fell to get that 320 bonus gold for crashing into the 2 turret plates that it's guaranteed to take on a charge.
Definitely always nice when you're able to get that bonus gold from those early heralds. Still, just take a look at this oppressive vision control on the side of Iron Dragon, honestly. Although we do see our Ancient Mommy coming in this mid lane, does get the knockup on the Tay Woods. Flash is forced to be burned out. Will get dropped. Ultimate unavailable. Braum passive getting stunning up Kamishi. Ignite on him, but not enough damage going to be coming through as he will be alive. Maybe walking a little bit too far forward back in there as I Am Candy decides to just go in and pop him. And that is a 2 for 0.
Yeah, on top of that, I believe the Rift Herald actually expired. Ooh, Varus not quite able to 1v2 the bot lane. So it looks like first turret going to go to the side of Iron Dragons in the bottom lane here. Oh. Lysandra trying to make a play, but unable to do anything. So now Kindred, the next contestant up.
Using her mobility, just hops right over that wall to safety.
Ooh, that was a beautiful pillar by Trundle, actually pinning J4 up against the wall. He could not move until the pillar fell away, but 2 dragons now to the side of Iron Dragon. Infernal going to join the team.
Quickly like to make an apology. We're having a few technical difficulties with the in-game sound, but I do believe we can work that out very shortly. Getting word in that should be fixed. But also taking a look at that LeBlanc pick, is which we were talking about. Is you were talking about if I'm Candy is confident on this LeBlanc, and it would appear that she is at 140 CS and 5-0, looking quite strong here for into the mid game.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised at how effective the LeBlanc has been. We have the tools on the blue side to take down LeBlanc, but it just doesn't seem to be coming together for Ice Crown at this point.
And she's been able to get priority in that mid lane for basically the entire game, which you look at the vision control that they have, and it may only be partially responsible for that, but I feel like the mid prio is definitely a huge part of the kind of like the vision chokehold that they really have on Ice Crown.
Well, if you can cut off the enemy team from parts of the map, namely the Dragon Pit, it can only help you. Now, again, the Dragons, at this point, we're looking at another 3 minutes for the first Mountain Dragon and another 5 on top of that. So if the Dragon's taken immediately, we're looking at 25 minutes minimum for a Mountain Soul to come into play.
Ancient Mommy lurking towards perma autofill here. Potentially could be cut off by other members of Ice Crown, but he's got some help here as well, so they're going to be forced to back off as they clear another one of the wards that Ice Crown is trying to get down here. Just can't seem to get much vision, especially anywhere in the river or past it.
Yeah, when you're not even safe on your own side of the jungle, that's when you know you have a problem. But one thing I would like to see is a little bit more aggressive objective taking but it looks like I'm getting exactly that as Lucian and Jarvan on the Rift Herald. So a minute to go before Baron. We've got some options as to where we can put this Herald. I'd like to see it in the mid lane. Bust open the map on the side of Ice Crown Gaming. That much more. The bottom turret already gone. The mid turret, if you can get rid of that one, well, that would be the whole outer turret line at this point, as Haxall takes care of the top outer turret.
Yeah, once that mid lane turret falls, I predict the vision control from Iron Dragon is going to get so much more increasingly a stranglehold inside of Ice Crown Gaming, because normally when you get that mid turret down, as Varus botches his ult there, it really does open up the map for you, especially the jungle right around that turret there. Maybe another engage coming in. Ultimate forced out from Lissandra, as she will certainly be falling here. But once that turret falls here, I believe this game will be completely in the favor of Iron Dragon, if it wasn't already, with this 5,000 gold lead almost.
Yeah, they're working on about a 4,500 gold lead right now. Jarvan, press X, my guy. Get that Herald out there. There we go.
Now LeBlanc is in the bot lane here. Should be able to roam up very quickly if anything were to break out. Set topside. This Herald's definitely going to get a second crash.
Oh, yeah. This might be a 3-turret play. LeBlanc taking the bottom inner, and there goes the mid inner as well.
The roam up. Huge damage coming out into Tay Woods. Ultimate is available on the Kindred here.
Oh, the Herald falls.
Well done there from Chocolate. Stop that third crash. But 2 turrets there in that mid lane, and the vision hasn't quite gotten down yet from Iron Dragon, but I'd predict we'd see it quite soon if they're going to keep up what they've been doing so far in this game.
Well, they've quite literally just broken open the map by taking 3 turrets.
Tay Woods.
Kindred getting caught in the wrong part of town here.
Ultimate might keep her alive. Oh, but the flash from LeBlanc with the auto, not enough damage. TP now coming in. Shutdown from Chocolate. Oh, Iron Dragon might be on the run here. Ball to chest very low. Oh, Candy, though, doing tons of damage with that huge lead she has. Chasing into LeBlanc still. Ancient Mommy now finishing the dragon, able to come back in. Perma autofill is the target. Oh, huge dunk there from J4. Health bars falling all around from Ice Crown Gaming, as the 4th member will fall.
Yeah, delayed ace there. I believe Kindred getting taken down earlier in the fight. 4 members in the death chamber right now. Kindred able to respawn back.
Kindred actually did make it out with a sliver of health when LeBlanc flashed
Kindred
on her.
did make it out. Okay.
I believe
I had kind of figured, okay, 4 of them collapsed, the ult expired, and just kind of, oh, yep, Kindred's donezo. But
she squeaked out of there, I believe, by the skin of her teeth.
I guess a little bit of silver lining for the side of Ice Crown then. But,
a little bit
were
of
not
aced.
It was only a 4-for-1, instead of a ace. So we're not going to see a Baron try just yet. As the general idea is, if the enemy jungler is still alive, you don't want to try to 50-50 a Baron. But we've got to be a little mindful of where we are on the map for Ice Crown, because we see Trundle just kind of clearing out vision in their own red pit. I'm Candy showing up and chunking Trundle to about 30% HP. Just in one spell rotation. So I'm Candy is definitely a menace to society at this point.
You see Iron Dragon getting that deep vision in the jungle of Ice Crown Gaming's Baron side jungle here. The next dragon will not be spawning in for another 3 minutes, so they are, for the time being, prioritizing their... Although they just got a bunch of new wards down on the opposite side of the jungle too, so they really have complete control of the both sides of Ice Crown's jungle at this point. It's going to make it very hard for them to contest either of these objectives. And even approach them.
You just kind of kind of like a football play. It's like, all right, it's 4th and 1. Just kind of get me that yard. You just gotta pick something and go for it. Make that desperation play.
Blind check one bush.
Yeah, and hope there's not a LeBlanc there.
Yeah. Look at that damage on a chocolate. Stun is on to Lalta chest, but that's going to mean absolutely nothing to him as he walks out practically unscathed.
Yeah, I am Candy just having a field day, like a kid in a candy store almost. Just dive in on anybody they can and chunk them out. Pretty much at will as we see Ice Crown Gaming just kind of retreating back into their own base and allowing this outer turret or inner turret to fall on the top side.
And it's really hard, as you said. You gotta blind check things with an 8-0 LeBlanc, and look at that damage. That is the danger of walking into anywhere you do not have vision of. And currently for Ice Crown, it's basically everywhere outside their base.
Yeah, and you even see the ward starting to creep into the base.
Very true.
So, as Iron Dragon is getting, their footholds into the map, you see the ward line moving up closer and closer to the front line, which is now basically the base wall of Ice Crown Gaming at this point.
Yeah, this game is completely flipped around from the first couple minutes where we had Ancient Mommy trying to be pretty aggressive and not really finding much, and ultimately getting some... Oh, maybe getting caught out here, actually. Does not have his dash available, but again, the lack of vision on the side of Ice Crown makes it really risky to really chase anywhere, even though no one happened to be there to assist him.
Yeah, but then I Am Candy happens to be hiding in that next bush.
Yeah.
And we play a nice little game of Pop Goes the Blue Side.
Speaking of Candy, she's down here now eyeing Tay Woods here. Probably thinking about trying to pop her before she could even think about pressing R.
Well, with what we saw just a few moments ago, I Am Candy landed a spell rotation and Kindred's life bar went to about 10%. So LeBlanc has backed and picked up another item. Looks like a 10-stack Magi's plus an Oblivion Orb. So this LeBlanc's going to do some damage.
Yeah, 8-0 on the block, only 10 stacks on the Magi's. Must have been a little slightly unoptimal timing on picking that up from the Dark Seal. If she had one ever. So it could be even worse. Only 10 stacks on the Magi's for now.
Yeah, I think that's a for now sort of thing. Ooh,
look at that,
that was
damage.
A bold dive.
Heal popped.
But, out of that little siege, we see Iron Dragon pinning Ice Crown into their own base. Jarvan picking up Mountain Soul for the side of Iron Dragon. So I think this is the point at which we're going to look at a Baron play, or you're going to allow...
Seeing pings on it now, yeah, it's starting it up. Candy causing mayhem. Not even... There's no way they walk into this. This is Iron Dragon's Baron 100%.
Well, if they can somehow get past the LeBlanc, they would have a shot at 50-50ing it. But the problem is...
Also a 10,000 gold deficit. If you somehow manage to get to Baron.
I mean, if you land the 50-50 smite, well, I guess it wouldn't really be a 50-50 smite, but, you get that Hail Mary play and steal the Baron away. Even if you only get one member out of that whole fight to survive with the Baron power play, you can 5-man stack into a lane and try to push back, but unfortunately not to be. So we've got Mountain Soul and a Baron power play now. So 2.5 minutes on the Baron power play. And it's going to lead into a little bit of a lull state, but an Elder Dragon spawning in 4 minutes, which, if this Baron push doesn't do it, that Baron, or the Elder Dragon definitely...
Uh-oh. Kamishi getting dropped very low here from Candy very quickly. But will escape with his life for the time being. Icecrown Gaming had been doing a very good job to this point of keeping their base intact, but with this Baron, it is going to be quite tough.
Well, we see the Maokai in the bottom lane, so we're going to have more than one lane under duress at this point, and it looks like Icecrown just kind of has to pull the trigger and go, alright, we need to pick something and defend it instead of being whittled down from so many different... Ooh, Sandra's ult landing.
The middle turret is about to fall here. A couple more autos. Oh, the flash coming in. Will drop the Living Dead. Brahma Olm will whiff, but the damage is done. One member down, and one inhibitor falling, and probably more to come.
Yeah, it looks like the bottom lane about to fall as well. The inhibitor...
Oh. Wow. That went 100-0 there on Tay Woods.
Oh, wow. Yeah, this is that point in the game where you're just kind of going, alright, you guys got us, good game. It pretty much decided at this point.
Yeah. Final stand here. Permanent autofill trying to go into the back line 1v3, but too much of a goal lead. Too many Baron minions. And this game will be decided. Iron Dragon will be moving on to the group stage.
Yep, there we go. The Nexus falls, so that'll do it. Iron Dragon moving on into the group stage to join two other teams. I believe they'll play each other once, and the top two move on into the final match?
That is correct. It'll be a one-round robin.
Okay.
In the event of a tie, the team with the largest average gold deficit will be eliminated.
Ooh.
We will not be doing a second round robin. Too many games.
Oh, not enough time for the second round robin. What a shame.
Too many games of the preseason tournament. But some silver lining here for Icecrown Gaming. They did go up against the defending champs here. Iron Dragon's a very strong team, and they managed to mount a pretty solid advantage in the first several minutes of this game. Got 3 kills on the Kindred, punished several moves from Ancient Mami here on some gank attempts. But ultimately, Iron Dragon's vision control and just they played the game very clean. They didn't take too many risks outside the first couple minutes after they lost a couple failed attempts. Had very strong vision control and really played the game quite methodically.
Yeah, it was fairly well done. I think they did kind of underestimate their opponent and got punched in the mouth early on for it. As we saw an early lead actually develop for Icecrown's bot lane, but then I'm Candy kind of happened. And a 10-0 LeBlanc is not an easy thing to deal with. The Living Dead guy, unfortunately, not able to keep up on the Lysandra. And once the map started to fall, I think that helped Iron Dragon to forward themselves to victory. As you saw, they just methodically moved all of their wards closer and closer to Icecrown's base and just started to strangle them out of the game.
And any time a member of Icecrown stepped in somewhere where they didn't belong, they didn't have vision, I'm Candy was right there just to put the fear of God into them with some huge magic damage bursts. So
yeah, there were. It was only a 10-0 line for that LeBlanc, but I don't know. You build
the damage chart is pretty ridiculous. I don't think we can actually pull that up. We'll work on that for the regular season on on May 30th, but the damage chart for LeBlanc is pretty ridiculous. Not gonna lie.
But there were a lot of near misses for Kindred a couple times, Trundle a couple times, Varus a couple times. So we could have easily have been in the teens for kills. But I think there's not much more we can really say about this game. So let's get ready for our round robin.
Yeah, we're going to take a brief break here. This game did run kind of long, so we're not going to have much of a break, but we'll be right back into game 1 of the round robin, which I believe will be Trigger Happy versus Target Shopping Cards. So don't go anywhere.